not really sure what happened. I don't know if it's me or if it's Twitch, because everything seems to be working just a little crappier today. So unfortunately, we're gonna skip the imaginary things today. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. I'm testing out a new mic today. Everything seems to be working. All right, great. Hi, Adam. Good to see you again. Alan, thanks for your assist on figuring out, letting me know that you guys couldn't see me and whatnot. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure what's going on. I'll have to experiment with my traditional rig later. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do much sketching. But so I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to work on this painting. In the meantime, while we're trying, since I can't sketch right now, it should have been, a big sign that I shouldn't do imaginary things today was that I didn't have time to go buy a new sketchbook. That should have been my first indication that today was just not gonna go well. So we're gonna paint and we're gonna talk. It's still gonna be a fairly short stream. Probably go to a little after 1 and about 1:30, just because we're kind of a half hour behind at this point. So yeah, we'll go to 1:30, so give it about an hour. Throw up questions if you got them. Just making sure everything is okay. Yep, it's all good. Yeah, I feel nervous now because, again, I don't know what's going on with Twitch, but something's different. All right, so I'm gonna erase a little bit, a little this glaze out. Last night, this is when I was working on this. I added a digital glaze, which I was just talking about. An old teacher of mine's painting method, and I tried reproducing it in Photoshop, and I actually got pretty close to what he does. So I'm just gonna kind of keep following that vein and see what happens. I was listening to the new De La Soul album. I just picked it up today. It came out a little while ago. It is pretty incredible. I'm anxious to just get like an hour to just sit down and like listen to it with my eyes closed. If you want, I could put it back on. I guess. If you guys don't mind, I definitely don't have an issue with that. What is copyrighted material? I don't know how that works on Twitch. If we get taken down, I'll
I couldn't be nobody but myself. You know that.
So you guys are gonna hear.
But then they all started talking. They were talking about love being gone.
All right, so let's get back to this painting.
House. They said that there ain't much left to love. Well, there's always something to love if you're familiar enough to recognize it. Have you cried for anything lately?
Alright, great.
And I don't mean for your friends or your bills or yourself.
If you have any questions, throw them up and I'll
I mean
try to keep the talking going.
for this. When do you think it's time to love something the most, child? When it's successful and done made everything easy for us, huh?
Man, I'm actually a little disappointed about
that ain't the time at all.
my other station not working.
It's when it's reached its lowest and we don't believe in it anymore. And the world done kicked it in its tail enough that it's lost itself.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what to do with those. Those are actually old boxing gloves. Like they're
When
either
nobody
worn out or,
cares.
Or I didn't like them. I have 4 pairs of boxing gloves
That's
in
right.
that closet. One of which are brand new that I haven't actually used yet, but 3 of which are not usable anymore. You know, they don't tell you that when you start boxing. It's like you're gonna burn through your gloves pretty fast if you're training hard. Anyway, that's besides. Let's get back to it and pull some more up.
Ladies and gents, crystal-carrying pixie peasants and warriors, elders, ancestors, sons and daughters, lion-hearted kings and everything in between. Take a seat. Be witness.
You consider them kings, about to icing on cakes. Chariots cruise at tortoise speeds. Lay your bifocals on royalties. Longer than Sears catalog, stern like matadors, infallible actual LPs. Mirror the crimson tide, the color of the Rubik's. Them duplex views got your nose up, but cozy up to this warmth though. At long-term froze up, the Jonas up. I get swallowed by the barracuda. Androids read raps off our phones. I choke the blood out of felt tips. Heavyweights up to the front of the belt fits. The wealth is like ivory toothpicks. One out of each tusk, and muskets bust for each and every hiccup. Salute life when dawn breaks. Fawn colored faux mink lapels on these royalty capes. I repeat, salute life when dawn breaks. Fawn colored faux mink lapels around royalty capes. Royalty.
Behold, this divine alignment scrolled secretly in cloud formations. Waterfall rhythms from crowns containing galaxies. Gems from past dimensions. A bond so strong, it has unbreakable status. Spits hieroglyphic scripture like a god from Atlantis.
I had the
Us three be the omega like fish oil. This royal right, we own no rentals. Owners of the Cape Express. You went fresh from the mine, you ate off the plate of fundamentals. Knocked on every door of the country's red rugs will lay on floors we walk. And etched in like testament, you find the atomic number 79 on furnace periodic tables we dine upon. Sitting on thrones getting blown to bits by a royal dime fillet of fine dining. News from the east sire, them east coast kings are still finding ways to stay on. Horns play on like a damn disease. We spread the words of Ramses and fry up a pan of these. Salute dawn when day breaks and give me my checks with the same first name as my cake. I repeat, salute dawn when day breaks and give me my checks with the same first name as the capes. Loyalty.
We are an army of stars unleashed. The sky takes notes when we speak. Our capes move with the wind, cause of the wings beneath. This is royalty. The sky takes notes when we speak. Our capes move with the wind, cause of the wings beneath. This is royalty. The sky takes notes when we speak. Our capes move with the wind, cause of the wings beneath. This is royalty.
You can't hear. It says that my audio's coming through. Wait, yep, what? You can hear me now, or you still can't hear me? Okay, alright, thanks. Yeah, it freaked me out a little bit. Like, again, today having some technical difficulties pretty much all over the place, so... yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. Alright. Well, sorry about all that. We're gonna get back into this and to make a little progress. So, every time I go to interact with these arms, it makes me realize that I have a major problem right now. I haven't really picked a light source. I think I've kind of implied where it might be. Like, it looks like it's coming from this area over here. But how I'm going to interact with that on this arm specifically gets a little complicated because of its angle. So let's start from the beginning. So if the light source coming from over here, you know, we're going to see those fingers pop back out. And they're going to cast a shadow that way. We're going to see a little lightness in the wrist area here. But not that much. That's pretty much it. I think we might have to just knock some parts back on that one. I'm actually really happy with the way this hand came out. Specifically the color in it. You can't really plan for things like this. You know, the way that color is interacting when you're working with different layers. But when it happens, man, it's really nice, and you know, it's more an effort of like preserving that, or you know, making it you know, better, you know. But you know, trying not to lose, you know, that bit you found is always pretty challenging. All right, so I'm gonna go in here and maybe flesh out some of these hands a little bit. Let's put that on different to see what that looks like. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Let's be a little more intentional here. So that really knocked that head, that arm back, that stripe of magenta and violet, which is good. That's exactly where I want it to be. See if I can bring a little of that in here. No, that's too much. So there's some stuff happening here. I really need to address, like, as I flesh out the color and form on the hands, they get a little fat. I don't want that, so I'm gonna try cleaning up this silhouette a little more. It's a little muddy in here, like that nose is starting to disappear a little bit. And another thing I want to kind of address is, I do like this bit here, but like they're really not showing as much as I would like. So I'm gonna throw some color on them, and because, like, you know, it's an important aspect of the design for Chakma, is this kind of broken torso. And so we're gonna use light to really, bring it back into focus. Yeah, so that's good. I don't know if I like this. I like this color, but I don't know if I like it overall in the positions of painting. But I can always change it later. That's not terrible. It kind of looks a little metallic. Let's see if maybe we can bring some of that into the rest of the painting. I'm gonna switch brushes actually. So I have like 5 favorite brushes, and they're in this massive list, and I know exactly where they are every time. I never somehow managed to never lose them. Oh, that is disgusting. I kind of like it. Holy shit. What that does to the value structure. Let's see if we can make that work. This up here is disgusting. Like that's too intense. So the neat thing, we'll start working up some of these details. Oh, what is going on there? I somehow selected the pen tool. Did it again. So, for anybody just joining us, I'm Minaya, as the channel says, and I'm working on a repaint of Hakama, which is a emanation from Angelarium, of which I am the visual developer and writer, author, along with Peter Moorbacher. Pete occasionally pops in on my stream, and I occasionally pop in on him, so, you'll kind of get to know us both eventually over time. So, man, I'm really liking this blue. I'm gonna go in on here. I'm gonna put too much light in this area. It's not really appropriate. I feel like there's a color balance that, or value balance that needs to happen. I'm going to just glaze some of this in, nice and softly, just like little touches of light. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's put a little more in here. does that work? Let's see. Nah, that's not working. So I'm gonna erase that out. I think I want to deepen the reds in here. I'm gonna go back to my soft brush. And it's a nice green, but it's the same green as the background. Ooh, look at this. Does that turn the form of what? Nice, and it gets rid of that kind of shit brown that's in there, which I'm not a fan of. Hello, quintuple 9. I think that's a quintuple. It's 5 nines, right? I think I found a way to interact with some of these shadows a little more. I am doing well. How are you? Yeah, Alan, you like the blue? Adam, you like the deepening there? Cool, good. I think I want to play with my hard brush a little more. This blue is ooh, I don't want that. Oh, actually, kind of do. All right, I'll keep that. So the neat thing about working in difference is like it goes away for, you know, kind of giving the impression of detail. Like I'm a more impressionistic painter. That's why I work with so many textures. You know, I'm not much of a noodler. You know, Pete noodles. You know, he loves that stuff. He's really good at it. But I like working in big shapes with big brushes and texture. You know. All right. So I think what I want to do at this point is really address the value on this face. So let's see what this does. Oh, see that? That's lovely. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna soften that up a bit because it's a little harsh, but I like the value of it. So let me get my favorite eraser and let's soften some edges. Clean this up a bit. Pull back some of the previous color because it does a lot for the form. I think I need my softer brush for this one. Oops. I'd love to kind of pop out, use this to frame the darker head a little better. Right now it's a little too delineated. No, but I'm really enjoying the form I'm getting out of this. Yes, there's subtle value changes, you know, but they're similar to what would happen on a face. You know, interacting with the musculature and bone structure. You know, it's funny, like I get the question a lot, like, do you concern yourself with anatomy? Fuck yeah, I do. You know, like, you can't draw weird without you can't draw weird humanoids without knowing anatomy. Otherwise they're just blobs. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are with the program or pencil or whatever. You know, an arm still needs to read like an arm. You know, this chin still needs to read like a chin. You know, this cheekbone still needs to read like a cheekbone. You know, it needs to turn the way it does on a face, on a human face. You know. Alright, so I like that. This still needs. There's a measure of opaque painting that's gonna have to happen on the face to like. So like this nose is just not getting the value that I want. I need that to be a lot. You know, I need that hard highlight on some of these planes. You know, like right there. I'll soften that a bit. And he's starting to look a little like a clown, but I'm okay with that. You know, there's a little ridiculousness in this piece. I notice my camera is a little high, but you know, it's alright. I should be looking at the painting anyway. Not my ugly mug. He's definitely starting to look like a clown, but that'll change once I'll have to warm up this this white a bit. It's a little too stark, but it's a good place to start. That stuff is in there too. Yeah, so that white is a lot out of place right now. That's okay. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna address the values and the temperatures in there shortly. Flay face is gnarly. Yeah, I think gnarly is a good word for that. Like I don't want it to be so sinister looking. I think the nose is doing a lot to do that. So let's try something. Let's soften the nose a bit. Yeah, see that? I think getting in there and addressing the nose helps with this process. I kind of don't like this right here. I think we're gonna get rid of that. So instead of using the value to address the face, I'm going to use temperature. So some of the ways we can do that is with the soft light layer, which is I mentioned last night, is a pretty good way to get some color back into whatever it is you're working on. It helps unify colors as well, which is huge in Photoshop. Cause, just want to rub a little of that out on the chin. No, that's already looking a lot better. It still requires some work, but it's already like in the same color space as the rest of the painting. I just think it needs to be framed a little better. I think under here in the arm, it's a little too dark down here. Yeah, need to cool that a bit. Save up. And what I'm hoping will happen is as I flesh out the darker head, the landmarks in that will help translate and communicate the other head a little better. We'll find out though. But there's a very key bit of detail I'm talking about, and it's just like on the inside of the head you can see the slice, like it's not you don't see like brain matter or anything, but like it's a very clear division. I think I need to paint that in. So I'm gonna use that on a separate layer because I don't know what this is gonna do to this painting. Let's go with this. This is still really Oh, I'm still on soft light. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. That's not really the color. Hello, Andre. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, see, this is the color. This is actually consistent in the painting. The original design, the original design and Pete's rendition of it is this color. Oh God, I actually really like that. And then there's these kind of weird striations, which I made. All right, Alan, thanks for coming by, man. Have a good day, and we'll talk later. We might address the striations later, though, because it's a finer detail. As excited as I am to paint those in. But what I am going to do is... just kind of pop some light over here. Yeah, there it is. So let's zoom out and let's see where we stand. Yeah, it's already reading a little better. Well, I'm glad you approve, Adam. I'm happy with it too. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Yeah, so let's work out the darker face, which I think just really needs some deepening, not deepening of values. They're pretty deep already. I think I just need to like get in there and really just knock out some highlights. Let's find a difference layer. I don't want to add too many layers. Last time this painting was up to 46 layers last night, and I had to flatten because it was just too much. And sometimes you just gotta do that. So yeah, let me grab my super opaque brush and get in there and futz around a bit. Alright, so right now the value of this pigment is too dark, so it's not going to pick up on a difference layer very well. So we're going to have to like really step it up. Let's do pure color for now and see what that looks like. Yeah, see, much better. But that's not the color I want to go with. Let's get some of this kind of sexy blue in here. Look at that. I am not unhappy about that color. This face may be a little weirder than the last one. The other one's kind of pretty dead on. Oh god, look at that nose. That couldn't have worked out better. We're gonna abstract this face a bit so that they're clearly different. You know, like this, because that's the concept behind this figure, is that the dual nature of Hakma. And I'm so happy with what happened with this face. I think that's done. I mean, the faces anyway. The painting still has some work to do, but I'm not really going to mess with that anymore. That very clearly reads as a face, but in a weird, kind of abstract way. Man, I gotta put more like blue back in. Over here. I don't know where. Yeah. I'm gonna soften this a bit so it's not so abrasive. So at this point, right, we got some pretty funky colors going on. Every like dozen layers, the color needs to get reunified. This is a byproduct of working in difference. Like there's so much going on, so much color information. You just got to do it, and it's kind of a landmark for painting. I'll usually stop after unifying the color. You know, just kind of let it sit. I'm not going to let it stop today. We got a little more time, probably about 20 or so minutes. Adam, thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it. And I'm going to see what happens here. So put a little soft light on it. Nah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if I like that color. So let's change it. Let's do something a little closer to the local colors in this piece. Yeah, which are green. This is maybe a little too hot. So let's lower the saturation and let's make it a little lighter. Just a little. It's a little more transparent. I don't want to like completely decimate the colors I got. Well, that's not bad. I'm killing that really sexy blue. So let's try this, right? And we're gonna erase some of the hot spots. So like, I really want this to stay nice and deep and dark. Same is true over here. Here too. Yeah, this is actually a really great way to modulate color too. And kind of double your color range. So like it kind of washed out a little of this background, you know? And there was some stuff that I liked in there that I want to keep. In order to do that, I gotta make it a lot darker. My computer's really chugging along here. I'm not really sure why. Oh, you know what it is? Skype is open for some reason. Skype tends to make my computer run slower when I'm streaming for some reason. I don't know if this is worth the work. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's get rid of that. I do kind of want to go in there and work on those styrations in between this head. And we're definitely going to work transparently because yeah, it's a detail, but it's a subtle detail. It's not the right color. It's kind of orangey color. Soften this a bit so it's not so apparent. You know, people familiar with the project will hopefully kind of recognize this little bit of detail. I'm going to drop a little highlight on it too. It's too bright. Colors. something lighter. This provides an opportunity to really cut out that nose a bit. So I need to deepen the value a little bit in there. I need a soft brush going. Let's go with this kind of really delicious red. I'm just gonna drop it in there. Right? And erase out. Lightly. Yeah, especially to get his face back. That's not bad. Actually, I think I want to put a little more back in. Just a little. Yeah, that's looking good. I think so, anyway. Yeah, again, I'm really sorry I couldn't get the Imaginary Things segment going today. I want to try to get those technical difficulties worked out. I don't know what was going on. Maybe I was like, I don't know. I can't even really think about. I can't imagine what went wrong with that one. Just, all the settings were the same. But whatever, it is what it is. I'll get it going for next week. Because I actually really enjoy those segments. I get to talk about sketching and process and influences, and you guys get to kind of, that's in my opinion the real behind the scenes is when you get to peek into somebody's sketchbook. That's not right. Well, maybe exclusion. Exclusion is good for some stuff, like if you really need to wash something out. Like exclusion might be really good over here. So if I want to get light, but I don't want to put white on it, because I kind of want to bring the values up on some things. Like I'm losing the orb that's floating around in here. So this is an opportunity to bring it back into focus. Let's be smart about it. Make less work for myself, but oops. Yeah, so we'll be back with that. Yeah. Alright. Save. Alright. I think we're at a good stopping point. We're running a little late today anyway since the system screwed up. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll be streaming this one again Monday night. It's gonna be my schedule. Mondays I'll be painting. Tuesdays imaginary thing. Wednesdays more painting. Thursdays imaginary things. And I'm gonna try to maybe get a still stream in on Sunday. I think Sunday's a good day for that. Nobody's doing anything. I know I'm not doing anything. So, yeah, tune in Monday. There'll be an opportunity to, the painting set streams are a lot longer. They usually go for 2 to 3 hours, and I usually have guests on, and we'll kind of shoot the shit, talk video games, and art and that kind of thing. Again, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. Take care.